Hey YouTube, this is Little Rocker Cutie 2005, also known as Andre with ya. I'm back again with Buffy Xenaman, also known as Chris. And this time around, as I said earlier in my solo videos, if you saw the reviews I did earlier, we're going to be sharing some of my action collection with you. And I think I am going to let Chris go first. So, dude, have at it.
Alright. Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise.
That was a good one.
Awesome.
That's one I like.
It's an awesome movie. Good action. Good story plot. Pretty craziness.
Good director, too.
Yep. That's all I really got to say about it.
Well, first up for me, Terminator 2, if I can get the glare off it. This is actually the extended cut with like close to 20 minutes of extra footage. It's actually my favorite in the Terminator series, next to the first one. But Arnold's always been one of my favorite action heroes, especially in this. And then Linda Hamilton, she does a good job. And Edward Furlong, this was his first movie. He was awesome for being a kid. What are your thoughts?
I didn't care for the movie.
Oh.
That's all I have to say about that. I didn't really like it. MI2. Tom Cruise again with Nia Hall. Okay, I guess that's how you say it.
That's her character's name, but the actress is Tandy Newton.
Well, either way. Also very good. Good.
Yeah, it was alright.
It's a good sequel. Reaction.
Another good director on that one, John Woo.
Yep. That's all I have to say about that.
I got here Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Now, I like Johnny Depp. I think he does good in this. This was also the movie that introduced me to both Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. And I like both of them as actors. A lot of people know Orlando Bloom from Lord of the Rings, but I'm not into those movies, so... But Pirates of the Caribbean, I got into these movies. I thought they were really fun, action-packed.
It was a good movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, though, but it's pretty good. MI3.
I haven't watched that one yet. I need to watch that one, and then I need the fourth one.
It's not the best, but it's a decent movie.
I've heard from people on YouTube Philip Seymour Hoffman's supposed to be a good villain.
Nah, he was a decent villain. But it's a decent sequel.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. This actually picks up where Curse of the Black Pearl left off, and it introduces us to the villain of Davy Jones. And I think that's pretty much all I remember of it, except for like the ending of it with the Kraken. And I think it was Keira Knightley's character who left Johnny Depp to the Kraken to die. I don't know, it's like I said, it's been a while since I watched this one, so...
I think you had this all order, I don't know.
No, I don't. Dead Man's Chest is the second one.
Yeah, That World's End's the third one.
Yep.
But, anyhow.
Go on.
Triple X, Vin Diesel, awesome movie.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. Very much so.
I was gonna say, that's one of the few Vin Diesel movies you like.
No, I like a few of them. More than you think, but yeah, good one.
Yeah, I do like that one. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Now, this was actually where it was supposed to end, with them rescuing Jack Sparrow from, I don't know where it was. It was like Davy Jones's locker or something like that. Some place that was all sand. But I remember Keira Knightley's character becoming like Queen of the Pirates. Chow Yun-fat, he's in a small part, but there really isn't much I remember about this one because I only watched it once. And then I haven't seen the fourth one yet, so I need to get that to complete my collection. This did used to have a cool slipcover but I loaned it out and the person lost the slipcover, so that kind of ticked me off.
Wasn't too bad. Didn't really care for the ending. Triple X 2. Not as good as the original one, but still decent.
Yeah, it was a decent one. Ice Cube did an okay job.
Right? And
Willem Dafoe, he made a good villain.
made a good villain, yeah.
It seems like that's all he plays nowadays is bad guys.
They have more fun.
I'm gonna get into another action series here. First Blood. Now, I think everybody knows about this one. And it's of course about Rambo. And of course he's Green Beret, you know, special ops, that kind of guy. He knows how to really use everything around him to take out these cops that are after him in this one. And it basically starts out all he wants is something to eat. He's a Vietnam vet, and he's trying to find his place in the world after 10 years or whatever. I don't know how long it was. This is one I'd have to watch again, but it is one I really enjoy because it is action-packed and it is good for a Stallone movie.
Charlie's Angels. Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz, and Drew Barrymore. Yo. Yeah, awesome movie. People underrate it.
It is underrated.
I love the action sequences,
Yeah.
and I like the story.
It has some good twists, too.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. It's kick ass.
You weren't expecting Sam Rockwell to be the bad guy. Him.
I guess not.
Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Now, this is the one where he actually goes to, I think it's Vietnam, to a POW camp, and he goes in to rescue some prisoners of war. Now, a lot of people actually say this is the best one in the series, and I have to agree, but as much as I love the first one, and I enjoy this one as much as I do the first one.
Charlie's Angels 2, Full Throttle.
That one got a lot of shit when it came out.
Yes, it did. I liked it.
I did too. I like Demi Moore as the villain.
I liked it. I was seeing it in theaters when it first came
Lucky.
out. And I loved it. It was awesome. Demi Moore did a great villain, and there's some cameos from Past Angels.
Yeah?
And there's like pictures in the background of the Past Angels too.
I was gonna say, I first saw it when it came out on video.
People saw that movie rocked.
Yeah. Rambo 3. Now, I think this is the one, and Rambo Rat for Life, Matt, you can probably correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the one where he goes to Afghanistan to save Richard Crenna's character? Now, I've never seen this one, so I don't really know, but if you could help me on that, that would be awesome.
This is Miami Vice.
Based on the TV show, I know, but that's like supposed to be more intense.
It is. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's an interesting movie. Not the, I don't call it a classic, but it's interesting.
I got it because I wanted to see it, and plus I like Jamie Foxx. Plus I like the director, Michael Mann. He's a really good director. Then we got the fourth and final Rambo movie, just called Rambo. Now, I don't remember much about this one either. I only saw it once. But I think this one is, there's supposed to be like some missionaries that are taken prisoner. And I guess Rambo's supposed to go in and save them. Maybe Matt, you could give me a little background on this one since I haven't seen it in a while. I'd really appreciate the info and the help, man.
X-Men.
Oh, now we're getting into some stuff he knows.
Love this movie.
It was a good one.
Hugh Jackman.
I loved it too.
This is like Hugh Jackman's, I think I'm saying his name right.
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Pretty much most famous role.
It was like his breakout.
His most famous role. playing Wolverine, and then there's Halle Berry, James Monsters, or how he says his last name?
Marsden.
So-
Patrick Stewart. There's Famke Johnson. Of course, Anna Paquin. Oh,
Russ Giver.
yes.
Awesome movie.
Very awesome movie. We're getting into another series that I happen to love, and it is Dirty Harry. Now, this is basically Clint Eastwood's break from the Western. He decided to take this role and he turned it into an iconic character, and this one was really fun. He's trying to catch a rooftop sniper, and a cool thing about this movie is that it was actually based off the Zodiac Killer. And another cool thing is that they shot this in San Francisco, and they were looking at places like Seattle because San Francisco had been used a lot, but they decided on San Francisco because it felt like the perfect setting for a cop like Dirty Harry.
X-Men 2. X-Men United.
That's probably the best one in my opinion.
This is number 2 on my list, ironically enough. I'll get to number 1 here in a few. But this is awesome. Has Nightcrawler in it, played by Alan Cummings.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Mystique was played by Rebecca Romijn.
Yep.
And this is awesome. Awesome, awesome. It introduced like characters like Colossus, Nightcrawler, Pyro,
Iceman comes in for the first time.
Lady Death. No, she's second time.
Yeah, but isn't he like a major character for the first time in this one? Because he's just a minor character in the first one.
Oh, he had some big parts. He has some parts in that first one. But
I'd have to watch it again. I'd have to watch them all again.
he only gets major parts to this third part. Really, in my opinion, but
Another Dirty Harry movie. This is the second one. It is Magnum Force. Now, in this one, he's actually up against some rogue cops that are taking out all the biggest criminals in the city of San Francisco. And it's like they're trying to shut down the courts. And it's actually up to Dirty Harry to stop these guys. Now, a lot of people say that this is the best one in the series. And I don't know if I agree with that, but I did really enjoy it. But I'll get to what I think is the best one in my opinion a little later.
X3, The Last Stand, the last official, well, the last in this series, really, but...
Actually, no, the new one.
Oh, that's a different...
Not First Class. There's a new one. Hugh Jackman's coming back.
This is, it's supposed to be part of the First Class.
Oh, great.
They're just doing their X-Men thing, I hear. Anyhow, introduces the Phoenix, best villain ever. Villain / good guy. And there's Angel, Juggernaut, Beast.
Shadowcat's in that one.
Yep. Actually, there's all 3 of them, but she played minor roles in the first 2. Well, there's the Morlocks are in this too. And then Leech is in it.
Who's that dude with the helmet?
Juggernaut.
Oh, yeah. I forgot his name.
Instead of making him created from the Sidorak gem, they made him a mutant. He's not a mutant.
You'd kind of have to explain that because I don't get it.
Well, pretty much Kane Markle, Charles Xavier's stepbrother, found a Sidorak gem and gave him powers of the Juggernaut. Invulnerability, moment. You can't, if he starts moving, you can't stop him. He has a, oh, we can pretty much have to read up his history. History is a lot there. But he's pretty much unstoppable. And the helmet he wears blocks out psychic attacks. So they have to remove it to...
right.
Because the only real way to stop him is through psychic blasts.
So you basically have to get his helmet off to put him down.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting approach.
Yes, I know they have Cyclops on this thing, but he does not really make it that far in the movie.
I've only seen bits and pieces of that one.
It's not the best, but it's still pretty damn good, especially the final fight scenes like just Colossus, Beast, Wolverine, Shadowcat, Iceman, and Storm.
I've seen like probably the ending of it, because I saw the part where Shadowcat had to save somebody.
Leech.
Yeah.
They're using his blood to cure mutation. But yeah, watch it end credit. Well, it's left it open for a sequel. You watch end credits to see this opening for a sequel, and the cure it doesn't really work.
Right.
So.
Okay, next up I have the third Dirty Harry movie, The Enforcer. Now, this one I think is pretty underrated, and it actually has Tyne Daly as Dirty Harry's partner this time around. And from what I understand, this movie led to her getting the part in Cagney and Lacey. And she actually does a good job, and of course Clint Eastwood, what can I say, he does good in these movies. I think this is probably my favorite series where he plays a cop. And I know there's a lot of different movies where he plays a cop. There's like The Rookie and a few other ones. But Dirty Harry, I love these movies, and there's a couple more, and we're getting closer to my favorite, so.
My favorite X-Men movie, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Now, I actually haven't watched that.
Kick-ass movie. It introduces Gambit, Deadpool.
Doesn't it have Emma Frost?
Yeah, Emma Frost. You can just both with her. Emma Frost, the Blob, and a number of other people. And Maverick is supposed to be in there too. But this is pretty much talking about the background of the Wolverine character and how he lost his memory. It's quite sad, really, but I love it. This is my fucking favorite one.
You would know. Wasn't there supposed to be a movie focusing on Deadpool?
Yeah, there was.
But then Ryan Reynolds went and made Green Lantern?
I don't think that was the reason. It's just they pulled the plug on it.
Ah.
It's still in the works, but Deadpool could still happen. Oh, that's what Deadpool's very first live action role.
Right.
Ryan Reynolds did that.
He did good.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but from what I saw, he did a good job. Next up, we have my favorite Dirty Harry movie, and another underrated one. It does get shit on a lot. It's Sudden Impact. Now, this is the one where you have a rape victim and her sister, who I think she's like mute after what happened, but the one sister goes around gunning down her attackers vigilante style, kind of like Jodie Foster in The Brave One. But of course, it's up to Dirty Harry to stop her, and of course, there's kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, kind of like a mutual bond, so to speak, because with the ending we have with this one, I think he lets her go, but instead of taking her in. But this is just my favorite Dirty Harry movie, and what else can I say about it?
Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Fuck.
Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst.
Okay. Like one of the highest grossing movies ever. Awesome movie. Did a great job, Spider-Man, in this one. Kept it really almost true to the comics.
Another one where Willem Dafoe makes a good villain.
Yep. As Green Goblin / Norman Osborn.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Lucy Lawless was in it.
Lucy Lawless was in there? What part?
She had like a cameo. She was dressed like a punk.
Huh. I'll have to watch it again. And I have the last Dirty Harry movie, The Deadpool. This one is really underrated, and it's about this death list that these big celebrities are playing, and you have to like kill certain people, and they're all like celebrities, and they're either old or sick or doing dangerous things, like police work. That's how Dirty Harry ends up on the list. But actually, this one has some early appearances from people like Jim Carrey and Liam Neeson. And I think this one is very underrated, and it is highly enjoyable. But I love the Dirty Harry series as a whole. Matt, Ramble Rat for Life, I'm still waiting to hear your thoughts on this series. Take your time. I have all the time in the world to wait, but I am so excited to hear your thoughts on this series. And then maybe after you do yours, I'll watch them again and do video responses to all of them.
Spider-Man 2, arguably the best movie in the series.
I agree. Didn't we see that in the theater?
No. That'll be the next one.
Oh.
But basically, Toby and Kristen return, and their main villain in this one is Dr. Octopus.
Yep.
And it's an awesome movie. Basically, Spider-Man's getting his powers on and off again. Like turning on and shutting off, turning on and shutting off.
Right.
And Mary Jane finds out at the end of the movie that Spider-Man is really Peter Parker.
Okay, next up I have Machete. Now, this is one that I haven't seen, but I like the director Robert Rodriguez, and I like a lot of the cast. Danny Trejo, Robert De Niro, Jessica Alba, Michelle Rodriguez. It's got a lot of good people in it, and it's supposed to be really, really action-packed. But a lot of people do hate on this movie, and I guess because I haven't watched it, I don't understand why. But I guess I'll find out once I watch it.
This is what we saw in the theater, Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
Because we saw the Harry Potter trailer from number 5 in this one.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We saw it with our friend Paul.
Yup.
Okay, people hate on this movie. I don't know why, really. I thought it was a good movie.
I think some people hate on it because of the way Venom was introduced.
Through a meteor crash?
Yeah.
That's how it happened. That's how... Well, that's like one way to do it, but you got the suit in Doll World.
Right, but I mean, in terms of like Eddie Brock becoming Venom, I think is what people were hating on.
He was Venom in the comics. He did get in the church.
I know he was Venom in the comics.
That's how he got in the church, because Peter Parker got off apparently, and it got into Brock. I liked it. And Gwen Stacy's in this one. That's Peter Parker's first girlfriend.
Right.
She was the one he accidentally killed.
Yeah, that's what the new movie's following.
Yep. And I'm not seeing Amazing Spider-Man yet. I will watch it. I'll get it and watch it. And Venom is probably my favorite Spider-Man villain ever.
If I can, Rose is supposed to be on her way up here at some point, and she has it.
Ooh, sweet.
Next up, I have Natural Born Killers. This is the director's cut. This has a few minutes of extra footage. It's got Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis as a pair of crazy serial killers. And it's got Tommy Lee Jones as the cop who's on their trail. Robert Downey Jr. actually is a reporter who interviews them once they're in jail. And it's actually got a lot of really good people. The story was by Quentin Tarantino. It was directed by Oliver Stone. And it's just one of those movies that you really have to pay attention to. But I still think it's just really good, really enjoyable, but it's really, really violent. And there's just some movies like that I absolutely love, and this is one of them.
Fantastic Four.
I still have not watched those.
You have to watch. This is an awesome movie. Starring Jessica Alba, Chris Evans. Let's see here. I can't remember the guy. Him.
Michael Chiklis. I think Johan Griffith.
And
then
Julian McMahon.
Yep, Julian McMahon.
He filmed this right after Charmed.
Right after it ended, right?
Yeah. I believe this came up before it ended.
That was 2005. When did Charmed end?
It ended at season 8, and season 5 was in 2003. 2004 was season 6. 2007 was season 7. And 2008. 2008.
Okay.
Ended.
Around that time.
Right.
But I was gonna say that's 2005 when that came out.
No, wait.
Charmed would have ended.
2006.
Yes.
Yes. So, people are shooting this movie too. And I gotta say, people shut up.
Now, see, I've only seen bits and pieces of these comic book movies, so I can't really complain.
Come on, this is awesome. They changed the origin story a little, but they still go in space and still the cosmic waves hit them.
Although, I don't know, from what I've seen, I like Chris Evans better as the Human Torch than I do as Captain America.
I love him there as Captain America. I like him in both roles.
But then again, I did like him in the Avengers.
Oh yeah.
Next up, I have The Marine. This is actually a pretty good movie. It's got the WWE star John Cena, and it's actually his take on a big-time action movie. And it's got Robert Patrick from Terminator 2. He's like the main villain. He's a leader of these jewel thieves, and basically they kidnap John Cena's wife, and he has to save her. And it's actually a pretty fun movie. It's one that when I saw it, I had to watch it again because I enjoyed it that much.
Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Another one I've only seen bits and pieces of.
People just crap on this movie too, and I gotta tell you what, they should shut their mouths about this movie too.
Well, I think one of the reasons that one gets hated on is because the first one was PG-13, and then that one got dropped to a PG.
That's because, I guess, I don't know.
So more kids could see it?
I don't know, but it introduced the Silver Surfer, of course. Norman Rad, I believe his name is. And kind of sort of see Galactus. And pretty much he comes down to Herald of Doom of Earth. And Johnny Storm has to come with him and messes with his powers.
Don't they have to team up with Dr. Doom? In that one?
They did, but then after they got the Silver Surfer, he betrayed them.
Huh.
And then he took the Silver Surfer's board, which is the source of his power, really.
Oh, wow.
And Johnny Storm, boost power was he could switch other members of Fantastic Four powers to take them.
Uh-huh.
Take them all at once. He took them all at once and fought Dr. Doom.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Next up, I have here 12 Rounds. Now, this is another John Cena action movie, but this time it's about he's a cop and he stops a heist and the thief's girlfriend is killed, and the thief escapes from prison and kidnaps John Cena's girlfriend. And of course, kind of like the Marine, he has to save her, but he has to go through 12 different rounds of these different things that he has to do in order to save her. Now, one of the reasons I like this is because it's directed by Renny Harlin, who is very good when it comes to action, but one of the main reasons I like him is because the first movie that really garnered him notice, of course, as us horror fans know, is Nightmare on Elm Street 4. And, of course, Nightmare 4, what can I say about it? Probably one of the best sequels in the series. But we aren't talking about horror, we're talking about action, so let's get back to it.
The Punisher.
Oh, I love that movie.
Starring Tom Jane and John Travolta.
They both did good in there. Rebecca Romaine's in there too. She did a good job too.
Basically, it sticks true with the comic origins. His family's killed, and he goes on vengeance spree, killing mobsters and criminals and stuff like that.
Yep.
This is a good movie. This is like one of those better movies out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spider-Man, I think it was.
No, that came after Spider-Man.
Okay, whatever. Either way, it's awesome.
Actually, that came out the same year as Spider-Man 2.
We'll live.
Next up, I have here The Condemned. Now, this stars Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vinnie Jones. Now, Vinnie Jones you may know from X-Men 3. I think he was the Juggernaut. And, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin from WWE. But Stone Cold is basically a prisoner, and he has to take part in this reality game show that's illegal. And he's in a fight to the death against these 9 other killers from all over the world. And, of course, he's got to survive all these other killers to gain his freedom. And of course, the final fight comes down between him and Vinnie Jones, and it's just a really cool, brutal fight. If you haven't seen this movie, I'd recommend it.
Punisher Warzone.
It's basically a reboot.
No, kind of, sorta. The main villain this is Jigsaw. It's like one of his main antagonists, and I think it's a sequel to The Punisher.
I heard it was a reboot.
I heard it was a sequel. But anyhow, pretty much the same premise. He's still killing gangsters, and Jigsaw is the main villain that has to die. I haven't seen this all the way through, but what I saw, it's not too bad.
I haven't had the time to watch that one. Now we're getting into one of both our favorites, The Long Kiss Goodnight. This stars Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. And Gina Davis plays the school teacher who has amnesia. And she has to, with Samuel L. Jackson's help, she has to figure out who she was. And she discovers that she was a CIA agent. And now her former employers, who she used to work for, want her dead.
That's a freaking awesome movie.
I told you you'd like it when you saw it.
Yeah. Elektra.
One of his favorites.
One of my favorite Marvel movies ever. People do not like this movie for one reason or another.
So many people shit on this movie. I think it's good.
I think it's an awesome movie. I watched it twice in one night because it was that damn good. I liked it. I love it. I love it. I even have the unrated version of it.
Which, of course, was a gift from me.
Yeah, because I had it before it got stolen.
Yeah.
Then every time it came out, I was broke. I was like, Andre, get me anything for Christmas, get me Elektra.
I found it at Kmart. It was like $7.50.
So, I got it. It came with a free comic book. So, I watched it when I got back home.
Let's see, I didn't know it came with a comic book.
Did I?
Next up, I have Shoot 'Em Up. This movie is very underrated, and it stars Clive Owen and Paul Giamatti. And Clive Owen is like, he's swept up because he has to save this baby, and I don't remember the whole thing about the baby. It was like, I don't know, maybe you could explain it better.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't remember it. Who else has I seen it?
Actually, Rambo Ref for Life did a review of this not too long ago. Maybe I'll have to look it up. Either that or Matt, if you're watching, because I know you subscribe to us, maybe you could fill us in, or maybe give us a little bit more info. But either that or we could watch it again, but we don't have a DVD player in the living room, so the only option is probably my room. But this was one when I saw that I really enjoyed, and it was one that I actually watched like twice in one night. Kind of like he did with Elektra.
The Hulk. With Edward Norton.
I've never seen that. I actually swiped it because my Ghost Rider got stolen.
Edward Norton, Liv Tyler, Tim Ruth, and William Hurt. Basically, the Hulk is in South America, in Brazil, and they find him. He comes back, finds Liv Tyler.
I like Edward Norton.
Looking for the cure. And they find this guy who thinks they did it, and this one soldier takes a superhuman soldier to the room and becomes the Abomination.
Wasn't it supposed to be Edward Norton in the Avengers instead of Jeremy Renner or whatever his name is?
I'm not sure the full details, but he was supposed to be, then something happened.
Huh.
And, yeah. By the way, I think this is supposed to be part 2 after The Avengers 2, I believe.
There is a part 2 coming out.
After the Avengers.
I've heard about it.
It's to come out like after the Avengers. But
It's like they're rebooting everything to follow the Avengers.
it's not reboot, it's a sequel.
Well, I heard X-Men was getting rebooted to follow the Avengers. Fantastic Four was getting rebooted to follow the Avengers, from what I heard.
So a lot of those superhero teams, like the Fantastic Four, have alliances and have members in the Avengers.
Let's see tonight. I know Thor's getting a sequel. Captain America's getting a sequel.
Iron Man sequel's coming out this May.
Yup.
Looks freaking awesome.
I have here another underrated movie. This is Paul Walker in Running Scared. Now, in this one, he's a mob hand, and he's in charge of concealing this gun that was used to kill a cop. And this kid ends up taking it, so basically, he has to go through hell and high water to save this kid. And, of course, his wife gets involved, and this is one of those movies that's just balls to the wall action that I can't even begin to describe. I mean, when I saw this, my jaw was just, like, dropped. I was just that amazed by it. I think this is a very underrated movie, and if you haven't seen it, it's one I would highly recommend you check out, but be prepared for some balls to the wall action.
Iron Man. Better than Spider-Man movie. I love it. It was awesome. It got a sequel the same night it premiered.
Oh, wow.
Just it did so well, they decided right then and there to give it a sequel.
I haven't watched either of those yet, because when Devin was here, he always used to watch them.
Well, you should watch them. They're awesome.
I know I need to.
Robert Downey
That's why I
Jr.
bought them.
Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark is a great role.
I like Robert Downey Jr. anyway.
Yep. But this is probably his best role he's done.
Next up I have here, this is actually a true story, this is Domino. It stars Keira Knightley, and it was directed by Tony Scott. And it's also got Mickey Rourke, Mena Suvari, Monique, Lucy Liu, Christopher Walken. Just a lot of good people in this, and it was actually the late great Tony Scott's follow-up to 2004's Man on Fire. And it's about LA's most notorious bounty hunter, Domino Harvey. She was actually a real bounty hunter in LA, and this movie basically tells her story. And this is one that I thought was really interesting. It took a lot of different twists and turns, and I thought it was really fun.
Iron Man 2. I love this movie too. It basically introduces the War Machine armor and Black Widow.
Black Widow, she's part of the Avengers, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yep.
Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. And
both of us need to get the Avengers.
yeah, you get the Avengers. So basically, just pretty much takes up sometime later, and the main villain, this is Whiplash. And what's his name? Kenneth Irons. Isn't this too? Cuba Gooding Jr. is not in this movie because, for reasons unknown, they replaced him with someone with
Don Cheadle.
yeah, Don Cheadle.
Because in the first one, it was Terrence Howard. Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, whatever. We'll live. Anyhow,
I'm just pointing that out.
anyhow, I think they did a big mistake by replacing him. He didn't do a good job as the last one.
I think that, I don't know why he was replaced.
Here do I. I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't even think I heard the story of why they replaced him. Because Terrence Howard did Iron Man right after the Brave one. Next up, I have Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport. This was actually the role that put him on the map as a big action hero star, and it's a true story about the first American to win a Hong Kong tournament called the Kumite. And this is actually a really good movie. Van Damme kicks a lot of ass. It's just one of those movies that I grew up on, that I enjoy watching to this day, and I have to say that Van Damme, he's one of my favorite action heroes.
The Losers. Jessica Biel, Chris Evans.
Zoe Saldana, Jason Patrick. I don't know any of the others.
Right. And I haven't watched this in a while. So, at least Special Forces sent to the Pavilion Jungle on a secret search and destroy mission. So, I have to rewatch it.
If you ever get a DVD player out here.
Or DVD player / TV that works with the DVD player.
Right. Next up, I have Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren in Universal Soldier. Now, in this one, Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren are two soldiers that kill each other in Vietnam, and they're brought back 25 years later by this government program, but Van Damme starts getting his memories back, and it's Dolph Lundgren's job to go after him. And basically, that's all I know about this movie. It was sent to me by Sean Atonin, and I do know I used to watch this a lot as a kid, but it's been years since I've seen it, so it is one that I'm looking forward to watching again. But I gotta thank Sean Atonin for sending this to me, and Matt, Rambo Rat for Life, maybe if you could feed me a little information on this, that'd be great.
The Invincible Iron Man. This came out just about the same time as Iron Man did too. Main villain, this is the Mandarin, and Iron Man's trying to stop the poor elementals from getting these rings in the Mandarin.
Didn't you give me that one?
No. Okay.
I thought you did.
Oh, I don't remember giving it to you. Oh wait, I did because somehow I got an extra copy.
Yeah.
I got an extra copy, so I just gave it to you.
Yeah.
But this is pretty good.
And now you still got 2 copies.
Because I got that 3-pack.
Next up, I have Universal Soldier: The Return. Now, this one, the only one from the first one to come back, of course, is Van Damme. And he's going up against Michael Jai White, who's the main villain in this one. And Michael Jai White, he's like a new computer-controlled warrior, and he wants to destroy the program, and it's up to Van Damme to stop it. Now, this is actually my favorite Universal Soldier sequel. I don't really care for any of the other ones. The new ones I've heard where both Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren come back, they're only in it for a few minutes, but maybe I'll look up Matt's review of it, or I know he'll probably be watching this, but maybe if he could give me a little information on that, let me know if it's even worth watching.
The Dark Knight. Yeah. Kristen Bale, Michael Caine, Heath Ledger, Gary Oldman, Aaron Eckhart, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Morgan Freeman.
Never watched it.
I saw it in theaters. Also, an awesome movie, but I kind of got annoyed by Heath Ledger's Joker. It annoyed the shit out of me.
What bugs me is that some people say he did better than Jack Nicholson.
He did not do better than Jack Nicholson. If anything, his Joker was not the best ever. And people say he's so good, I don't get crucified for saying it, but he sucked. It was good at the beginning, and then it got annoying. And it's a whole huge hole in it. Where, like, he's holding his cop hostage, he's like, I want to make a phone call. They could just shut the fucker.
The fanboys for that trilogy are crazy. I have here one more Van Damme movie. It is Sudden Death. Now, this is the one where he has to save his daughter, and it's during a Stanley Cup game. And his daughter is taken hostage, and her captors are demanding $1 billion by the end of the game. So it's up to Van Damme to save his daughter and stop this explosion before the game ends. Now, I only saw this a couple times when I was younger and it first came out, but I remember really enjoying it. I actually found this at the pawn shop for $2. So once I saw it there, I had to scoop it up for my collection.
The Watchmen.
Now, I've heard a lot about that movie.
This movie, I liked it, actually. It was one of the better comic book movies out there. And it's a dark, dark one. And the blue guy, I don't know his name.
Isn't it Rorschach or something?
Think about him.
Yeah.
Talking about him.
Oh.
The blue guy. He's lifting at power. Yeah, him. Yeah. I hear the digital penis costs thousands of dollars to make it move.
I don't know, that's one I never watched.
No, you can see his penis.
Oh, wow.
He's pretty much naked for the whole thing, and he's dating the woman here. And yeah.
The one that plays Rorschach in there, I think him.
Yep.
He's the new Freddy.
He sucks.
And he's basically trying to be that character as Freddy, as all the fans say. I mean, my opinion on that is that if you were going to do a Nightmare remake, you should have at least gotten Robert Englund. I mean, he may be getting older, but he is the only person who could really, really play Freddy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, stop. Stop now before you get hurt. People will hurt you.
There's already a sequel in the works.
People are going to hurt you, dude. They're going to throw fire bombs at your house.
Next up, I had one of my personal favorites. It is Transformers. Now, I don't really know what I can say about this that hasn't already been said, but you got the battle between the Autobots and the Decepticons. You got Shia LaBeouf, who is like the key because he knows where this thing that they're after is. And of course, this is the first movie that introduced the world to Megan Fox. And of course, she's hot in this, and she's hot in a lot of her movies, but from what I heard, she's either retiring, but I've also heard news that she's going to be playing April O'Neil in the new Ninja Turtles movie, and I'm thinking, wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't know about that yet. But they're supposed to be from outer space, not from the sewers.
Well, no, they're not going that angle anymore. That was the angle Michael Bay was going for, and they axed him.
No, this the last time I heard about that was just from outer space.
I could go on Matt's page and check out his latest movie news and find out.
Okay. Wanted, I hate this movie.
I haven't seen it, but I bought it because I like Angelina Jolie.
It was so fucking boring. It made it look so awesome in the trailer, then you watch it. I tried watching it. It's like, oh my fucking god, it's so boring.
Didn't you go to that with your ex at the time?
No. We went to see. Some of my ex was Twilight, The Hulk, and Dark Knight.
Ah.
And the Dragon Emperor.
Oh, the Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Yep. But this is so boring. It's like, it's like one of those things you don't want to kill yourself if you watch again.
Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Now, this sequel gets a lot of hate, but I have to say it's my favorite so far because I haven't seen Dark of the Moon yet, and I'm really not looking forward to the fourth one, but I don't know what can be said that hasn't been said about this one. I mean, it does get shit on a lot, but it's a really fun movie. It's enjoyable for what it is, and what can I say? I liked it.
I have nothing else.
Actually, I've got 4. Actually, what I can do, I'll let you do those. I'll go ahead and do this one. Next, now the last one for me is the original Gone in 60 Seconds. This is not the one with Nicolas Cage. This is actually the original from the 70s. And this one's actually cool because it's got a 73 Mustang Fastback as Eleanor instead of the 67 GT 500. And it's got like a 40-minute car chase with, let's see, 93 cars wrecked, which I think makes it one of the best car chase movies there ever was.
Considering you have 3 minutes left on this thing.
Then just do them all at once.
Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, and Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. As for me, I'm not really into racing movies, but I watched the first one, and I was hooked on these series.
I love those movies. I still need to get the last 2.
I saw them all. They're awesome. These are all awesome
And the
movies.
6th one, there's a 6th one.
Oh yeah, with Michelle Rodriguez.
She's back.
Yeah.
What they do? Fake her death or something?
I don't know, but it was after the credits thing.
Huh.
And the last one.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to watch Fast 5 now.
And pretty much, they show her picture, and she's probably going to be the main antagonist in this one.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. If Coach American Dad made fun of the Fast and Furious movies, it's those hardcore gay porn, but just the gay porn taken out. And then ship us to France.
Well, that's it for part 1 of my action collection. We'll probably be back tomorrow night with part 2. And once again, I am Little Rocker Cuties 2005, also known as Andre. I'm chilling with the awesome Buffy Xenaman, also known as Chris. We're telling you to enjoy life, enjoy some Skittles, enjoy some Starburst, and Chris, what else?
Eat the chicken.
And we are